Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is a game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play-by-email match against AsuRob. He's the Allied Commander and for me it is the Empire of Japan. Now it is June 2042 turn. And yeah, let's check how much trouble AsuRob will give me today. So night was fine. Oh, some action here in San Francisco. But only corvettes. Attacking near my submarine. And the next attack. I5 maybe better go home. Maybe not too much damage, but damaged submarines are always a little sensitive. Good, and you can see there's a bunch of aircraft on Suva, on cap. But how many units are behind this? This is, yeah, it only looks big again once. So my M4s are going in and achieving still a victory. You can see 1, 1, 1, 2. This is nothing. So the P40Es and the Wildcats 4s are really on active duty, doing something. The rest is only for show. Yeah, good. I would say this is a victory for me, but I cannot completely wipe out the enemy cap. And I'm fighting over enemy territory, so my pilots, I don't know if they will come back. One destroyed Hudson. Many damaged Kitty Hawks. Rob is trying to slow me down, but I walk in combat mode anyway. Some Hurricane 1s are still sweeping Calcutta. Ask him, not me, why. The bench is dropping some bombs, but I would say dive bombers are not the best for attacking ground forces. That is not their purpose. Airstrike out of Pago Pago, long range, so reduce bomb load. Now it's my Chinese Air Force. Mitchells and the Blenheims. And Blenheims are also a little outdated, but maybe still okay. But overall only ground support. No Navy strike. Still bombarding his troops in the mountains. Now my 2 tank regiments catching the 3 units was defeated by my regiment before, and now they are retreating once again. And I guess these are now really very defeated equipment, but now they're back north, the no man's land, so I don't know what I will do. Maybe I send a tank unit. I'm only bombardment here. Now the allies are attacking, and yeah, my paratroopers did their best. Still fighting. The enemy is also losing some equipment, but in my paratroopers, I think it could be much more worse. So that is the B company attacking, and this was both mobile, no, 1 brigade and 1 mobile regiment. So once again a victory for me. Mobile equipment getting destroyed, not more much fighting power left. Overall, I would say still a good turn for me. Good. First, so they had a stronger air battle over Suva, and it cost me 5 M4s. But the Allies lost the P-40Es, and the Whitecats was fighting, and a little over-reported. So maybe 3 aircraft less. So maybe 11 to 11. Maybe 22 against 5. This is still 4 to 1 kill ratio, something like this. That is still good and in my favor. 5 airframes lost, but how many pilots? 2 missing, 2 killed, and 1 is back in base but wounded. That is the price you have to pay. Cannot change. Ship-wise, there was no action, no sinking sound, no. And because there was some action here with my submarine, so 2 hits, not really creating too much damage, but I'm low on torpedoes, and it's maybe better to call them back. Good. In China, nothing else really. Burma also is fine. Some reinforcements coming for Rangoon, and then I unload here mainly because of the supplies. I need to fix here the 20,000 supplies. Then I will see what unit I will keep here and what I will send to Calcutta. Maybe I can take some stuff here out of Rangoon, and I must rearrange here a little at Rangoon first, and then I will reinforce Calcutta. Ceylon looks fine, nothing else to discuss. Dutch East Indies, so far all operations are without any bigger issues. Victory, that all looks fine. Australian forces are all very weak now. The strongest army is still this is 11,000 guys plus a bunch of tanks and guns. So it could be a problem, but if I take care of all the rest and then at the end the big one, this is maybe okay. I must only also check what is here. This is only a little far away. I could use my range. I have normal range of 12, but I could also make a check what is here waiting for me. But yeah. Not now, not priority. This looks also fine, waiting for reinforcements. My northern army is returning, then I can trap this 1 mobile, whatever it is, unit. Maybe destroy or defeat it at least. At the end it looks all fine. this guy is now 8 hexes away, because 8 hexes is the maximum I can go with full speed. So I try to avoid detection, but there is detection. So I don't know if the Rob is preparing, but this is the next supply runner for Suva. 2,500 tons of supplies will not really win the war for me, or at least it could buy me maybe 1 more week or 2 more weeks. This is maybe enough time I need to get more bigger operations starting. Today was also a big sweep here with the M4s. You can see that this air wing lost 5 aircraft from 31 down to 26. 2 kill pilot, 1 missing pilot, 2 missing and 1 wounded pilot. Yeah. So all the losses was only from this air wing today. But kill ratio is still roughly 5-1. So that is fine, and the pilots are all good. You can see 70, 70 and over 70 experience. That is a good. But I have no ace in. I have 1 ace here. And the M4 is also still really a good aircraft. It's really an aircraft can also down any B-17. So you have 2 heavy machine gun cannons and 2 heavy machine guns. That is enough firepower to really fight with everyone. You have armor protection. Service ranking of 2 will make it a little tricky to maintain if damage, but yeah. And the maneuver values with the speed is okay. If you compare this directly to the M5, again, this is a carrier airplane, so this one can carry a launch. It's a little faster, but it have not the heavy machine guns, only light machine guns, and have no armor protection. But you get a little more range out of this, plus the carrier bonus. So both are okay, and for 42 enough. Of course, I already push for the upgrade because I skip some other aircraft in between. But you can see that my R&D is going for the 4MG. But this is only a step I will more or less only get the R&D done, that I can convert my factories for free. Once this is done, I will go for the 8G. Here is already the M8 coming. So this is a carrier edition. This is a land-based edition. And this allows me to produce the last and still, of course, the best M6 edition variants of this aircraft. So you can see that this is a standard carrier aircraft, also in the standard scenario 1 game. Nothing really changed, I think. Here you get now also the 20mm and the heavy machine guns. So similar to the M4 I run now. But what I think the M4 has lacking is fighter bomber equipment. This is now a true fighter bomber with 250 kilogram bomb load doubled, so 500 kilo bomb load. And the range with drop tanks is still 8, what is enough. You don't really need more than 7 or 8. Speed is acceptable. This is also with protection. So you can see it's armor protection. So it is okay. For 43 getting trouble, but up to summer 43 I would say is okay. And I don't need more than summer 43. Compared to this, you can check the land-based aircraft. Here again, no carrier. So this is land craft. Here you have also now fighter bomber equipment. Little more speed, a better maneuver values, not more set range, so 1 hex less range. Okay, but you have 4 20mm cannons. So more firepower, a little more speed, a little better maneuver values, but less range and not carrier ready. But still, for land-based battle, this is okay. But all of this A6 aircraft will be phased out once in end of 42, early 43. I can start to build up my factories for the George. And if I find them, George is always so low. Hard to find. Frank and George. So that is really the break of, this is a new type of generation, simply because it's used another engine. So this is the H45, not 45, not more 35 or 33. So in this one you can get somewhere in, I would say with the push you can get it early 43, but you need to build up the factories and you need to do some numbers, and then I would say in summer of 43 I can convert all my carrier land-based Navy fighters to the George. This one itself is not, is only normally the first sample, not the sample you would really run, because here again you have only light machine guns, they are more or less useless at that time. You also don't have fighter bomber equipment. The range is okay, speed with the maneuver values are good, but I would say that you will start soon to change to some other one. You also must, this is also the land-based equipment, so this is G. That is, and don't know exactly why I would say now G is normally land-based, but in this case G is a carrier-based, so but here you have now already the full 20mm cannon set up, plus fighter bomber equipment, and still a range of 9. So this can operate from a carrier or a land base, and it's always better than the A6 M8. And it doesn't matter if it's the G or the normal M8. Then you have also the A. That is a carrier special edition. Don't ask me why, what is really better on this one. I don't see the benefit here. Then there's a 5, and the 5 is again land-based. This one is a little faster. But I'm not so sure if it's really necessary to go for this one. Maybe there's some in the maneuver value still better. But I would say that the second edition of the George is already a good mix. And I don't know, here I have 4 20mm cannons. Of course, it is not a high altitude fighter. That is clear to see, so 17 to 9 for high altitude compared to this one is, of course, here. But this high altitude stuff is really, I would say, a stuff getting in 44 may be important. Good. But this also means in this mod, the Navy have the benefit, you can get this George, and if you stick with this one, and if you ignore this over 32,000 feet high altitude issue, you can run with this airframe your carriers and land-based fighters if you want, all the time. And then you have still the army fighters, similar issue, high, not good for high altitude. If you go for the air, it's getting better. But it's still not a big advantage. Then you have also the backup solution. What I will go for the Tony. You can go the Tony 101 or 100 first. Again, this is not high altitude. But this one is already good. It's also a fighter bomber. And this has the center line 20mm cannon, so much easier to hit some or score a hit. And then you have the second high altitude again. If you really need something, if the enemy is coming in high altitude. Good. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.